So next up, we're going to talk about glucosamine and chondroitin. And this is another example of one of those products people rave about because it is a feel the difference product, to be sure. 4.6 is your average customer review on hsn.com. I'm going to show you what the choices are here real quickly. And incidentally, this is the single most affordable way to order and to buy Andrew's glucosamine and chondroitin. These are not inexpensive ingredients. So the key here is that it's a perfect day to buy it, because when you see the breakdown, you will see that it is so affordable for, again, these vital ingredients for the health of your joints. This is almost like today's special pricing here, which is incredible. A 60, a 120, a 360, or 480. Wowza. Here's where the pricing will be going. Here is where what we get to do for the anniversary, or not anniversary, but for the new year. So this is New Year's pricing, $104 off the 480 cap count. And then you can see you're literally saving as much as you're spending if you're going for the 240, $24 off if you do the 120, or $14.50 off if you're doing the 60 cap supply. And this is, again, really an incredible product, because glucosamine and chondroitin, for anybody with joint issues whatsoever, you start taking this, you get going on this, if your joints are bugging you, and you know if they are, because when our joints are miserable, we're miserable, because our joints do not cut us a break. They let us know when they're unhappy, and to give your body and your joints what they need makes a world of difference. A lot of us swear by this. We take it every single day, and it really does make a huge difference. And of course, we've all heard of glucosamine and chondroitin. When I initially introduced glucosamine and chondroitin, it was back in 1979, which now that's almost 38 years ago. I'm aging myself. So we were probably one of the first companies in the country to have a glucosamine and chondroitin. You were making vitamins in 79? 1979, yes, that's when I started. Gee, boy, a long time ago. But
were you still in college?
No, I wish.
I really didn't think you were that much older than me.
I am a little bit older than you, yes.
Yeah, a couple years.
A couple of years, yes. Ouch. But so glucosamine and chondroitin, when I first started making it, probably for another 15 or 20 years, no one heard about it. But the last 15 or 20 years, everyone has started to hear about it. Unfortunately, most of the glucosamine sold is a form of glucosamine that's not going to deliver the benefits you seek, because the science is on glucosamine sulfate. We only use, of course, glucosamine sulfate, but most of the products you'll find in supermarkets or discount stores use glucosamine hydrochloride. So we get fooled because we see glucosamine, and the companies making it are very unscrupulous. They make sure we see that glucosamine. We don't realize it's not the right form. So our form of glucosamine, in fact, our form of chondroitin, most chondroitin is the sodium salt of chondroitin. Most folks don't want to consume additional sodium if they're watching their blood pressure, so ours is not. Ours is the calcium salt, which gives us a beneficial ingredient, calcium, instead of a not beneficial ingredient, sodium. But I wanted to show small, soft capsules. You take 4 capsules daily to get the scientifically established levels of both glucosamine and chondroitin. Ultrafine powder, so unlike other products that come in big tablets, it's not going to upset your stomach. It's not going to repeat on you. It's going to dissolve and immediately go to work. What I also wanted to show is in the last, say, few decades, the level of research. When I was first doing glucosamine and chondroitin, there were a few dozen studies out there, mostly talking about its being a building block in our connective tissue, our joints, in our arteries and things like that, but nothing specifically speaking to the benefits in supplementing glucosamine and chondroitin. At the time I looked at it, as long as this is a critical structural molecule in our joints, just as calcium is a critical structural molecule in our bones and is important for bone health, I assumed this would also be important for joint health. As it turns out, the science has rolled in over the decades and validated that. And not a little bit of science, but a lot of science. More than 19,500 papers have been published on glucosamine. More than 17,000 papers have been published on chondroitin. More than 1,200 papers have been published on both used together. And this chart's probably about a year or so old now, so it's even more. Combined, more than 2,600 clinical trials. And that's the most important data, including meta-analyses and systematic reviews have also been published. So glucosamine and chondroitin, again, are not some traditional ingredient with some some traditional benefit. These are ingredients that are a structural molecule in all of the elastic tissues in our body that play a critical role in the properties of those tissues and maintaining their elasticity, their flexibility, and strength. As we get older, and we're all getting older, I mean, obviously, I started my company 38 years ago. I'm not as young as I used to be. I still do pretty much the exact same activities I've always done, whether it's cycling or running or hiking. I still do those things. I'm going to be intelligent and start integrating things like swimming because it's not as much impact.
Are you the same weight you were in high school?
Actually, I am. Actually weigh a little more because I have more muscle than in high school. But in college, I played sports.
Are you the same size, clothing size?
My waist is the same.
Yes, that's amazing.
My waist is about 31.
I'm still the same earring size I was in high school.
Same earring size. But I actually weigh, when I graduated college, because I lifted weights, I'm really impressed about the earring size.
Thank you.
Today I weigh about 20 pounds less than when I left college.
Wow.
Because it didn't pay to have all the muscle I had
Sure.
when I was playing sports. Now it really just pays to be sort of lean and efficient. And I'm active. My goal is to be as healthy and active as I could possibly be, hopefully for the next 35 years. That's my goal.
Well,
yes.
It's very inspiring.
Yes.
This gentleman definitely walks the walk, which is great. I mean, you really do. That's, your whole career is based on that. I mean, you years ago decided to benefit your entire career to health. You were going to go to medical school and you were going to take a different approach.
Oh, no,
to helping people.
That's what I was actually doing, but I left in favor, and then I went to law school because what I wanted to do was be involved in the regulatory process. We hear all these discussions of Obamacare and Affordable Care Act. I knew that was something back 35, 40 years ago that was important, that there be more sensible voices involved in that process. And what I said when I left school, I basically said, the day that medicine focuses on wellness instead of illness, that's the day I'll come back and finish. And unfortunately, that has not changed. Medicine still focuses on illness and not on prevention and wellness. And so that's what I've now found myself doing. I never thought vitamins would be something I would do as a business. I always thought it was just something I would do for myself so I could have the best products. But as they say in life, when you're doing the right thing, it sort of finds you, and it found me. And here we are 38 years later. That our products are, without question, the most unique nutritional supplements that you're going to find. And the most unique aspect about them, I think, is how ethically we produce them. They're made entirely with solar energy. They're 100% pure and additive-free. Most vitamins, every time you swallow a pill, they used additives to make that pill. We do not. So in using my products, I think over the last 30 or 40 years, I did the math recently, it's literally hundreds of millions of pounds of additives since the founding of my company that have not had to be produced. So everyone who uses my supplements have saved that burden from their body and saved that burden from our environment.
It's amazing. I know we're almost out of time on this, but if you do want to do something great for your joints, if like Andrew, he's an athlete, has been an athlete his whole entire life, and it's great, there's great benefits of that, of course, but the truth is it also puts wear and tear on your joints. And as we get older, any wear and tear that we've been doing on our joints over the years definitely shows up. And you notice it, you feel it. So think whether it's your knees, whether it's your hips, whether it's your elbows, your wrists, your fingers, your back. I mean, you think of all the joints in our body. This really goes to work to help give our body what it needs to help to have healthier joints.
Function follows structure, and these are the critical structural molecules done appropriately, because most of the products in stores that you'll find don't deliver the scientifically proven forms of the nutrients. So they pay lip service to it, but it's not the proper forms.